Okay, fine. Let us start. No need to drag it further. So, what is BIM? In olden days, we used to draft with drawings with pencils and scales, and afterwards, after AutoCAD came, and till now, for the schematic and other detailed drawings, we use the AutoCAD only for the drawing purposes and other things and all. Nowadays, the BIM kicked off. What is a BIM? It is a 3D construction and not the 3D modeling. It is for the 3D construction mainly. Like you are going to construct the full building before the site progress is going to kick off. You are going to construct fully with the digital software itself. Like you are going to implement all the drawings, all the necessary needed documents within a single file itself. You can able to access it from anywhere by accessing one single file itself. That is called a BIM. What a 3D model and the BIM. There is a two different things. 3D model is to convert a 2D into 3D, and it won't have any specific data. It will be just for a visualization purpose. Means it will be considered as a 3D model, but if the model having all the data, including the schedules, including the drawings, including whatever the transmittal happened within the project itself, everything will be considered as the BIM model. So this is the basic introduction about the BIM, with the difference between the uh, 3D model and the BIM and the 2D model. It's always representing the digital model of the live building or existing or upcoming buildings. So in BIM, what are all the stages of works can be considered? Like in BIM, uh, there will be certain scopes involved in the project. Like if you going to have one project, the project scope will be defined. Like uh, the client may be asked only 3D conversion. The client may be asking analysis of the 3D model, whether it can be uh, going to load every single elements. It can be able to support the full building, or it can be able to uh, do everything what before construction process itself by doing the analysis, or else the fabrications like each and every structural elements, fabrication details, or any other fabrication like the bolt nets and other that webs, their details, where it has to become, those details to be incorporated in a model or not, or else 4D and 5D construction. Like we are going to see further slides about the 4D and 5D. And the construction logistic, like what's the deliverable of the construction and what will be the output or what will be the input, and what's happening in the construction of the project, and other maintenance charges and all. It will be for the finishing stages of the building. Once the building is fully finished with the construction work and it started running, then it will be coming under the operation and maintenance. So these are all the scopes of the work of the BIM projects. Like if any of the project is going to awarded for a company, they will maybe having only documentation. They may be having only 2D to 3D modeling only, or they may have some other extra scopes also. So these are the basic scopes which will be coming under the each project of the BIM. So these and all I explained in first slide itself. Yeah. Why we need of a BIM? Like since we already have the existing softwares, it may only 2D CAD is there, and we can able to construct within a 2D. Why we need to construct in a 3D? Do we need of that 3D model? What will going to impact, and what will be the pluses of the BIM? It's majorly for the cost saving, and we are going to have the full control of the project instead of going into the 2D drawings. Like we are going to one of my project, uh, we have identified that roof slab and structural members and architectural members were not at all matching, but they already approved for the site execution. Even they have approved their material requirements to the vendor also. So we came into place and we modeled the building in the 3D, and we identified there is a mismatch between structural and the architectural, and they stopped that drawing and they rechecked it and they found that issue is there, and then they have re-edited the drawings and they resubmitted it. So this is why we made a 3D construction before executing the site. If the error has been happened, it will be a labor charges will be included, transport charges, and rework cost will be also included. So all these charges will be uh, in taken control of the BIM itself. That's why we majorly implementing BIM in most large scale projects so far now. So there will be larger consultants involving in the one big project like architectural firm and structural firm and MEP services, facade consultant, glass consultants. Each one of them will be preparing their own drawings, and they will be submitting their own drawings, and they are going to implement everything into one single environment. In olden days, each and everyone will be getting their drawings and submitting to the one place, having full of files, having each and every documents with the revision dates and all. It is a headache to go through which will be the latest one and we have to go through, and which area we have to go through means it will be a difficult one. But nowadays, we are going to implementing all the inputs gathered from each consultant, like MEP consultants, like MEP means mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and the structural consultants or architectural consultants. Their drawing we are going to convert into a 3D model, and we are going to implementing each and every elements into a BIM model, and we are going to access it from anytime, and we are going to get the latest data possible, and we can go through the necessary area within a fraction of seconds, and we can able to go through each and every area we wanted to highlight, and we wanted to redo the work, or we want to change something means we can go through easily instead of going with the hard copies or 2D CADs. It will be a messy because of tracking purpose. You may have hundreds of CAD files. You don't know, you may not know which one you have to follow. But in BIM, we have to follow one standard called ISO 19650. This one is a very major thing in BIM to follow the standards. So using the standards and all, we are going to maintain each and every project with necessary naming standards, necessary output and input registers, and first time acceptance and first time rejection reports and delivery reports, and everything will be coordinated under the ISO 19650 standard. So there is two different things. I said that earlier. It is the two different thing for the 3D model and the BIM model. So visualization purpose, we can use the SketchUp or other 3D softwares also. We can't able to get data from those model. So it will be considered as the 3D model. But if we can able to derive some quantities or some of the values from the model means it will be considering as a BIM model. So there will be always having different stages of the BIM model. Like it will be on a design stage, and once it was design was finalized, it has to be do the collaboration work between the all the stakeholders involved in the project, like mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and structural, architectural. As I said, the structural and architectural had an issue without coordination. So there will be a lack of coordination means it will have some impact at the site state. So to reduce those things, we have to do the collaboration thing, and then we have to do the cost estimation clearly, and then we have to do the 4D and 5D simulation work. I'll explain the 4D and 5D in next slide. And we can do the visualization also, of course. So LOD sort of like LOD means level of development or level of detailing. Both are common in the BIM. So you can able to clearly see this is a column. These are all the levels of detail involved in a single column set. All are same column only, like only a cubical shape of column, it will be considered as 100. But if it has the bolts, nets, and the other element fabrication details involved in a model is called LOD 400. That much of detail we are going to incorporate in a model means it will be considering as a LOD 400 or 100. If you are going to place one chair, you can place one simple cube. You can name it as a chair, then it will be considered as the LOD 100. If you are going to model the chair's wheel and the back brace and the headrest, everything, including the measures means, it will be considered as a 400. These are all the changes and developments of the LODs. So how can we choose the LODs of each product? It's basically under the client requirement. They may request the LOD 300 model, it's enough for them before the construction stage. So they may give the hand sketch or 2D CADs. We have to convert into 3D with certain details only means having 3D elements showcasing. These are all the observable changes means it will be considering as a 300. Like it will be a conceptual stage means it will be 100. And if it's in a schematic design, like it has we have fixed the concept side and it will be on a schematic scene, means it will be 100, considered as a 200. And we have freeze every design changes and there won't be any major changes will happen. We can start producing the detailed drawings means we can go further to the LOD 300. And for the construction purpose, like in construction, they may require from here to here, what is the distance? From here to here, what is the distance? What's the width? What's the height? Like lots of doubts will be there. So we'll be incorporating construction model, like including the sheets and including the sheet work or um, drawings included in the model means it will be considered as the 350. And 400 is assembly and fabrication. Like we know the width and height of each element, but we want what will be the net size, bolt size, what will be the hinges, where and all the hinges will come. But then it will be considered as a 400 assembly and fabrication. 500 means as built model. The site has been fully modeled based on the 2D drawings or the 3D model. Now we have to go through the constructed building, and then we have to get the data from the as-built model, like live site. We are going to get the data from the live site, and then we are going to incorporate in the model means it's LOD 500. So you guys rejoin in the same link once the meeting is ended, if the meeting is ended. Okay. So there is three levels of the BIM. Like Level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 will be considered as CAD and BIM. Like we are going to use the CAD also and also the BIM. For the LOD 200 purpose, we may have only schematic and we have to implement the BIM also means it will be considering as a level 1. We are going to fully go with the BIM itself. After the collaboration with all the stakeholders, there won't be any going for back to the CAD stage. Then we are going to be fully in Revit means it will be considering as the level 2. And interoperable data means once the fully site is get operation stage, we are going to interact with the model again and again. We are going to get the data from the model once the site is fully finished for the live purpose and for the details required in the model, like what's the warranty and guarantee of each and every element, which will be seeing in next slide. So it will be considered as the interoperable data for the level 3. So levels of the BIMs. So this is the main thing. So here we will be doing the 2D drawings using the CAD and 3D drawings using the Revit software we are doing currently. So we are going to convert all the 2D elements into 3D element using the Revit software. It will be considering as a Revit 3D. That's why we are calling as a 3D model and 4D and 5D. This is the thing we have to see further. So 4D and 5D. What's the 4D? Means 4D means time planning of the building stage. Like how much time will be required to construct this area in the site. We are going to simulate the 3D model to the client. We are going to showcase them like with this much time, this area will be completed. And from this much time to this much time, this area will be completed. Like that, we are going to create a simulation showcasing a 4D video and 4D estimation. It will be considered as 5D means cost estimation. Like we are going to model each and every element in a building, including the door handles, including hinges, including the floor tiles, wall plaster, everything we have modeled. Now we have to get the cost from the BIM model. We are going to we are going to generate the schedule from the Revit itself to get the cost, how much cost is required to construct this much this virtually constructed building. We are going to give the exact amount required to construct the same building in the real time. So we are going to get the real time cost estimation from the 3D model is will be considering as the 5D cost estimation and sustainability and the energy will be considering as the building performance of the 60. Like if we are doing the analysis of incorporating energies, efficiency, and sustainability and life cycle, it will be considering as the 60. Like we are going to do the mapping, heat mapping, and we are going to do the structural analysis, architectural analysis, everything we are going to do it. And we are going to get the reports means it will be considering as a 60. And for the 70, it's a facility management. It will be including the data of post-construction maintenance, operation, and asset management. What we can do with 70, like what is a use of 70 means? We will be incorporating each and every components by the date, expiry date, warranty period, maintenance cycle period, everything we are going to incorporate in the 3D model. If you are going to touch one handle or any of the window or any of the equipment, it will show the warranty period, manufacturer, from where it got buyed, from whom it got buyed, who will be the service person, who to contact, everything will be there. So it will be considered as a 7D. 8D is the safety management. It will enhance us the worker safety by identifying the risk and improving the site planning and all. Nowadays, 90 also it came. It's a lean construction and waste reduction. It it's an upcoming stage only. So it is not currently involved in any of the projects so far now, 90. So these are all the dimensions of the BIM, also considered as the levels of the BIM. But if anyone asked what's the dimensions of the BIM means 1D, 2D, 3D to up to 9D nowadays, it is the. So this is what I said earlier. So this is the BIM model with only the model will be there, and it has no symmetrical data means it will be considering as 3D model. But if it has all the data including in the same model itself, it will be considering as a BIM model. So this is the analyzed model. Like you can see, it is a structurally analyzed building. So where and all you can able to see the red mark, it has some deflections and it has some weak area, and where will be the more strength is distributing and more strength is absorbed. Those kind of analysis we are doing means it will be considered as the 6D BIM. So this will be the life cycle of the BIM. It will be continuously going here and there like that. So these are the general intro of the BIM. So far, anyone have any other doubts in the what's a BIM? And if you guys had any other doubts, means please let me know now itself so that we can go into the Revit. You can put the message.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
actually, my friends are doing work on Revit from past 1 year,
Okay.
and I asked them about BIM, and they told me they don't know anything about BIM, but they're working on
Okay.
Revit.
Yes, yes,
In BIM process, we are also working on Revit, right?
yes. That's actually
What is the difference?
that's what I said. There is a two different thing. Uh, BIM is not fully rely on Revit. BIM is the process. Like we are doing a 2D and 3D is a process means this set of documents I have showcased, right, like 4D and 5D and 6D and detailing. This much included in a model is called the BIM. So if they are working in a on 3D model, they're just simply upgrading the 2D CAD to the 3D model means it will be considered as the 3D model. So if you are working on the Revit, you have the full capacity of knowing what is the BIM. So if you are learning the BIM means you have to learn the Revit. So Revit, the first step you are getting to the BIM industry. So in BIM, Revit, Navisworks, AutoCAD. These are the three major software nowadays. Every company has working on it. So there is another software also there, ArchiCAD, Rhino, TechClass, like that. Other softwares also there. So hope we can able to understand what is the BIM and what is 3D model and how to start. So I
Yes, sir.
think the meeting will be cut. I think so because of the free time. So you guys rejoin in the same link. We will see. Okay, rejoin in the same link if the meeting gets stuck or stop. Any other having any other doubts?